Please mind what you say now that
Twitch.
we're live. No one can
Hello,
know about the
Twitch.
pre-stream shenanigans.
I'm just a little guy today.
You are just a little guy today.
I'm no guy. Look, I don't even have a
Corbin,
face.
don't put up those
Put your
fingers.
face on.
Ah, who is that?
Just this finger. It's just this.
I don't recognize him. Where's Corbin? He had glasses on.
Yeah, who's this guy? Who's this goober?
Who are you?
Alright, ready to
Sorry,
start
hold
DM?
on.
Are we ready to start the DM?
Well,
Is
your
the
name
DM
hasn't
who
changed.
hasn't changed their name again? Guys, you need to remind me of
Quit.
this.
That's not my fault.
It's fine. My name is my name. People know my name. You guys call me by my name all the time. It's
It's
fine.
Corbin, he's back.
I call you
Oh.
Babe.
That's true, you
Ah,
do.
who is that?
Kira also calls you babe all the time.
Babe?
Kira, do we need to fight?
No, babe.
Please get it says to start a DM. I can't do this.
We've been streaming.
I know. I know.
That's on the internet now.
That is on the internet now.
Okay.
Ow.
Last time.
Hold on, I have to go fix my fan.
Last time in Out of the
I'm
Domes,
so sorry.
you guys were taken to the Marble Citadel, where in preparation for the arrangement of a peace meeting, the head councilman, Deaizah, who you finally learned the name of, finally, after 5 sessions,
We weren't
Well,
there for half of
no,
them.
it's actually funny. I had his name down in my notes the entire time.
and you just
I
didn't
forgot to
check
read
it.
Nicely done.
As you were being given a peace treaty, a notice of halting the bad things. I can't say words. It's gonna be great tonight. 3 of the 5 councilmen of the Nebulous Dome were seemingly murdered.
Nice.
Before any of you could stop it from happening, and that notice of peace very quickly became a notice of war that you are now delivering. You
Wonderful.
ventured around the Nebulous Dome for a little while, took a stop to Wonderful Wongo's wowing emporium of slightly uncommon items. You met Wonderful Wongo, the not so sneaky 3 kobolds in a trench coat, before
Raiders.
making your
Snip
way out.
that one out immediately.
Mhm. Before making your way out to the edge of the east side of the dome, where you encountered your new friend Callister. As your previous friend Silas had decided to part ways and return back to his bar. You ventured out into the Wastelands, spent most of your day talking, chilling out, having fun, getting to know each other, and eventually took refuge in a hut that had been abandoned in the wasteland for who knows how long. And despite your best efforts to try and keep it as safe as possible through the night, whilst your cat-like friend Richter was on watch that night, he ended up falling asleep. And the 5 of you, woke up surrounded by an army of undead that you, with the help of Jack's patron, were able to traverse and escape from narrowly with your lives, before you have finally made your way to the edge of the Adventus dome. Before the 5 of you enter into the dome, as you are coming up kind of to the nearest entrance, you see this entrance, unlike the Nebulous Dome, where it's just the sheer iridescence, there is a easily 50-foot wall of solid stone around the city, as well as the actual dome itself. And in front of the wall, standing on the outside, are 2 members of the Chromatic Order.
I stride right up to those
Do
bitches.
they stretch throughout all of the domes? I thought they were only in the dome we were in before.
I'll say, Richter, you know that the Chromatic Order are everywhere. They are in every dome. They are the unanimous protectors of every dome. Though, for what reason, you don't know.
I will stride right up to those bitches.
Okay, as Sketch goes to talk to the Chromatic Order. Is there anything that the rest of you would like to do?
Are the Chromatic Order standing like directly at the gate?
Pardon?
Are they standing directly at the gate, like stopping us from coming in?
They're standing directly at where you assume the gate is. There's no... It's just a bleak wall, so far as you can see, but you know that they have ways of opening and closing gates in and out of domes without endangering the people inside. But they do look like they are on watch and ensuring that nothing unsavory makes its way into the dome.
There's no, like, buildings around the wall that we can see, or is it just, like, directly to the wall?
No, the dome starts with the wall.
Right, I'll walk up to the wall then.
Okay.
I'll go
To the
with
wall or
sketch.
the order?
The order,
Okay.
right.
Where are you going,
I'll walk
Callister?
up the sketch.
Going with sketch.
You going with sketch? Okay. Jack?
I'll just probably like check Meta for burns while like being behind sketch.
At this point, with your aided help last night, the burns that had come over her that previous day had been washed away, and now this morning you do see just the faintest bit of red kind of growing across the backs of her hands and her arms.
Okay.
It's not too bad just yet.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Then I'll just be behind sketch.
Okay. Maida does stick behind you, but does stick quite close. And you see, Sketch, as you approach the two members of the Chromatic Order, you see one of them is wearing a deep emerald green robe, and the other is wearing what seems to be like a reddish orange robe. And they are standing on what seems to be either side, about 5 feet apart. Wearing the exact same robes that you'd seen all of the Chromatic Order wear back in the Nebulous Dome.
Okay.
What would you like to say?
I walk up to them and I go, "Hello, gentlemen."
You see neither of them respond initially, but they do nod to you.
We have an urgent message from the Nebulous Dome that must make it to the council of this dome.
You see for a second the Chromatic Order, they look to each other first. And then the one in the green robes eventually turns and they ask, "Is that your only business here?"
Yes.
For now.
"We can deliver your correspondence if you should so please."
No, I would much
ourselves.
like to deliver it myself.
We were instructed to deliver it in person.
You were instructed by whom?
Deaizah.
You're just gonna give them all the information? Okay, damn.
You see, the members of the Chromatic Order, they turn and they look at you for a second, Callister. And then after a second, they nod. They look to each other. They look back at you. The rest of you, I mean. All right. Keep it peaceful. If you cause any disturbance, you'll be thrown out back into the wasteland.
Of course. We won't try and cause any
Friendly?
disturbance at all.
Gotcha.
Be careful. You see, the one in the reddish robe turns and reaches back and presses his hand flat against the surface of the dome. That gives a slight ripple, and the stone underneath it starts to fold into itself until it creates a doorway that is only about 5 feet apart that spans just between them. Do you go in?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside, a little ways off, there seems to be a paved pathway leading into the dome that you were able to follow. And you notice immediately that the feeling of the air is fresher here. It's better. There is a certain crispness to the air. And you look around you, and for those of you who have never been outside of the Nebulous Dome before, or perhaps never been in this dome specifically, you see that there is quite a bit of farmland stretching around you guys. A shocking amount of greenery for those who have never seen trees or naturally occurring plant life. Not to the extent, Jack, of like the Absolution Dome. But, you know, enough to sustain themselves. There's a couple farmers going about their business in each of their fields, taking care of things. They don't pay any of you any mind. And you see, 100, 200 feet away, there is another wall. Similar to one that you've just passed through. With
the
another
dome
2
beyond
members of the Chromatic Order standing guard. But this time there is the gate is open. It's not blocked off. It's just a wall.
Yeah, I'm not. Can I walk through the gate?
You have to get to it first. Like I said, it's like 150, 200 feet away.
Yeah.
And you just got there's a paved path that leads directly to it. So if you guys would like to follow.
Yep.
Yeah. As we're walking, just as a reminder, we're gonna deliver this declaration of war thing to the leaders of this dome, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
All right. Question, DM. Is
Mhm.
there anything that looks is there anything gigantic or anything that we can easily deduct as a place where they need to that would be where the leaders would be?
Because of the flat land that the dome is built on, it's kind of difficult to see over the wall that is in front of you. It's again easily 50 foot high. But you can see in the distance what seems to be another wall after this one. A third wall. Another ring, it would seem. And on the inside of that ring, you can see a fortress of some kind. A fortified with metal plating on the roof and bars that kind of hold as supports to keep it upright.
Wait, are these stone walls within the dome, or are they outside?
These are within the dome,
Within.
yeah. Which is why the
okay.
gates are open. Like, unlike the gate that you just walked through, these gates are open. They just allow people to pass in and out as they please.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, there is no war outside of here. Don't tell them
There,
otherwise.
no, there's no war in Ba Sing Se.
They're like,
As you guys get a little bit further away, who is standing at the back with Maida?
Probably Jack.
Of course.
Jack, as you are walking, you're kind of Maida's looking around, kind of just astounded by all the growth and the people just going about their work. It's nothing new to you, personally. But you hear more footsteps. Very suddenly, very soft, very subtle footsteps. Walking in pace with you. And you turn, you look, and there is another member of the Chromatic Order walking at your side. Dressed in what seems to be, what first strikes you as black, but you find is a very, very deep purple robe.
My handle like subtly like grab Maida's sleeve as I kind of just nod to the member.
He nods back, and the rest of you notice as he this member of the Chromatic Order turn and they go, "What are you doing here?"
Got a package to deliver.
we'll just deliver.
A letter.
Have you come from the Wastelands?
No, we've come from the Nebulous Dome.
But you traversed through the Wastelands to get here?
Obviously.
Yes.
No, we flew on a magic carpet.
You see, this member of the Chromatic Order looks around at all of you for a second. And there's something in their eyes that, unlike most members of the Chromatic Order, you can see from beneath his hood. Just the eyes.
Do we
Might
need to
I
be like
ask you a
disinfected?
Yes,
Do
Rick.
I get the sense that this person is more important than the rest? Like a higher ranking member of the
Higher
Chromatic Order?
ranking.
Make
Or,
a history check for me.
I'll look at him and just, might I ask you a question then?
You may.
You a wizard?
I know one.
Where?
That depends. What did you see on your way here?
Just a few zombies. Why?
Just a few stragglers.
Make deception checks.
Both of us?
I
Both
DM.
Can they have disadvantage? Because I'm just shaking my head no
Yeah,
slowly.
with disadvantage. Richter, yes.
I rolled nat 20 on my history
Natural
check, so I had
20?
22.
Let's go.
So, Richter, you know you've seen members of Chromatic Order in all manner of colors. You know purple is not necessarily uncommon. It's hard to discern a sense of rank between them, as they
No,
all
like
kind of...
badges or anything on their uniform?
No, it's blank. Just the colored robes. As they've always acted the same, it's as if they don't necessarily answer to one person. But you have never seen a member of the Chromatic Order in this color of robe. This kind so dark.
Do they... Sorry.
It does strike you as strange, and the air that comes off of them, I wouldn't say necessarily is someone that's in charge, but it is of someone that's one of importance.
Okay, good to know.
Importance to the order or the plot, DM.
Make a insight check against me.
Make a fuck you check.
Make a fuck you check.
Is there-
It doesn't matter. It was a 1. It's fine.
You don't know.
Is there a reason why you're questioning us?
What were your deception checks?
18.
16.
Was that with disadvantage?
Yes, I have expertise.
I see.
That's fair.
Fair.
Ah. Okay. You see this member of the Chromatic Order looks at the 5 of you and says, "You're not in trouble."
You're not angry. You're just disappointed.
I don't understand that reference.
We did not believe that we
Wouldn't
were in
expect you to.
trouble, but you
No.
mentioning that we aren't in trouble makes me think that we are.
Yes.
I only asked
May I
because
ask you? Can I ask a question?
you may.
Why are you questioning us where we came from?
Because I know what you've seen.
You don't know shit of what we've seen.
We're looking for a wizard.
I know a wizard.
Lovely.
Look,
Do you know how to mind your own business?
if you guys go deliver the letter, I'll figure out this stuff. Me and Maida.
Someone else
Alright.
should also go with them.
How about me and
Richter,
Richter
I know
go?
you don't do too well in fancy
Leave the
places.
new guy to deliver the note. You guys
I'll-
go meet this wizard.
Well,
Sounds
I'll
good.
have the
Alright.
note, so I'll take the new guy.
Alright.
Jesus
Me.
Christ.
Alright, I'll go with
Alright.
Jack and Maida then.
Okay. You see, Maida, it seems as if she's never really encountered the Chromatic Order so personally before. And it's like when you're a little kid and you're first approached maybe by a police officer and you're kind of unsure what to think. Like you're impressed, but also a little bit scared. That's kind of like her facial expression right now. But she is listening and she does agree to go with you. We'll go first with Callister and Sketch.
So,
Right.
You guys
Heyo.
continue on. Looking back occasionally, you do see your friends, your other friends, start walking off with this member of the Chromatic Order. But you continue on to one of the first inner gate. And you see on the other side of this gate with the 2 members of the Chromatic Order who just nod at you. It's strange. They have that look that Chromatic Order members always do, where if you're not looking for them, you don't see them. But you walk by.
can I possibly do something to see if they're keeping a specific eye on us or if they're just watching everybody?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Can I help them with that?
Of course you can.
I give you advantage.
Sweet. 17.
17? Well, you do get the sense that they're looking at everyone. You don't necessarily get the sense that they're paying extra attention to you more than they would to anyone who's new in the dome, who they've just
Okay.
seen arrive and walk in, or like just keeping an eye to make sure that they're not going to cause trouble or anything.
Yeah.
But there's no sense that they're suspicious or they're like targeting you anyway.
Okay.
You guys continue into the dome. You see, you have walked into what is called the mid shell here in the Adventus dome. And this tends to be what is the shopping quarter. The kind of the very, very large rounded ring of like marketplace. A lot busier than the dome before you, or the ring before you with just the farms. You see there are people walking out in the streets. There are children occasionally, but they're not running on their own. The children are always with a parent or an older person of some kind. You see there are carts of people selling wares, there's shops, there's taverns and inns. Anything you can imagine. Just the normal buzz of life here in the mid-shell. And you continue. You walk through. And when you reach the next wall, it's a lot smaller. Not shorter, but the actual diameter of it is much smaller. And you walk through, again, another open gate to an area that there are very few houses. But what houses there are, they are large, lavish, very well kept. Few have stained glass windows and other have perfectly primed gardens. Very, very clean, very careful. There's a lot more. You've noticed the farm had very little chromatic order. The mid-shell, on the other hand, had a very, very heavy presence of guard. And as soon as you walk in here, that heavy presence of guard is lost. And you see, in the very middle of this place, you see a fortress of some kind, of thick stone walls and glazed windows that are impossible to see through. You see it's held up, instead of the marble and stone that is the marble citadel, you see it's all metal. And it is more of it comes off more of a war fortress than a palace, than a castle.
Lovely.
Yeah, we're prepared for war.
Hmm.
As you
I see,
approach,
like-
is there anything you two would like to talk about?
Right.
Yes, I must prefer the nebulous dome.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I still more prefer the absolution. Shit, man.
Yes, rich people are good to take money from, but not very. Is the absolution dome like kind to people of the wasteland?
No.
Yes, that's what I expected. Not very welcoming to people of my social standing.
No, we were never really too kindly to newcomers. But yeah. Yeah, it's kind of why I don't really go there now too often. But I mean, this place, shit, they looked like they kind of wanted a war.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Did they just get bored or something? Like we all got all this like war stuff, but no war to use it with. So let's make a war.
Yes, what kind of leader wants a war
Mhm.
without good reason?
Well, there's plenty of them who will do that. The only one I can think of would be the most liable one is a 12-year-old child named Sir Timothy Fumblefudge.
What?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You've never heard of the great legend of Sir Fumblefudge?
DM?
Make a history check.
Okay. Natural 3.
You know, you didn't have fairy tales back in the Wastelands.
I grew up in a circus.
They didn't have fairy tales like this.
No,
rich
we
people
weren't-
and your fairy tales.
Is this some sort of rich person fairy tale?
Oh, no, I thought he was heard all across the world. He's Timothy Fumblefudge, the ruthless sleeper. He was a 12-year-old child who lost his parents when he was a baby, and so he had to rule the kingdom by himself. All that pressure and stuff made him very cruel and evil. He became not a good person and stuff, and for some reason he changed his name to Fumblefudge for some reason.
And I suppose it's because he's 12.
Probably, yeah. He apparently said that Boneblade was too dumb, so he changed it to Fumblefudge. But yes, I mean, I've heard legends, but never thought it might be close to true, because the legend does say he lives in a place similar to this.
A palace of metal.
Well, not metal, it's rock hard fudge.
Right.
He somehow gained the ability to manipulate fudge, and ever since then he just made his palace out of fudge. Stuff was
Where did you hear this story?
I think my maid. Yeah, she told me that. When I was a kid.
Right.
Yes. Should we probably head in now?
You have some strange fairy tales.
Your rich people fairy tales.
Those rich people fairy tales.
No, this is one of the non-rich people fairy tales. All
Alright.
these other rich.
Yeah, your maid was a poor person.
So, the two of you
God.
head toward what is called the Honor Hold here in the Adventus Dome.
Feel it though?
And as you get closer, you are met with another set of Chromatic Order members at the front door. But instead of questioning you, they take you in, and they take in the letter in your hand sketch.
It's in my bag.
I thought you'd taken it out.
Nah.
Nah? Well, they take the two of you in, and the doors to the Honor Hold open. You see, it's far cooler in here. Cold. Chilly. You are on what is the bottom floor. In a wide, empty room, save for the numerous staircases that, when you look up, lead into a maze of passages and stairways high above your head that go off to a number of different floors leading into different rooms and different...
This place truly is hell.
Rich people do like to make their houses needlessly complicated, don't they?
Yes, but not this complicated, I didn't think. How rich are these people?
Richer than anything I've ever seen.
As
Yeah.
an ex-rich person, I'd like to object. No, I'm just kidding. But
You, to your left, a door opens, revealing a stairwell.
Yeah, I'll investigate. I'll bite.
All right. You follow. You make me athletics checks.
Acrobatics.
Athletics.
Okay. Okay, I'll take that.
Hold on.
17.
17.
Oh, motherfucker. Hold on. I'm having a conniption.
Don't
No.
don't do that.
Oh, please work. What did you say? Athletics check?
Athletics check.
Great. Hold on. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be worth the wait.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
My character sheet won't open.
Do you want to tell me the straight number?
No, it's opening. It's fine.
I have a weird feeling this isn't gonna work.
It's 17. There we go.
17.
Got 'em.
Okay.
Hey.
So it's hard to tell how many floors pass you by. You know that there are several doors that lead off of this passage. But you continue up. And after the third floor, your lungs are starting to burn. Your legs are aching. You're getting tired. But by the sixth floor, the passage ends, and you are breathless and burning and a little bit sweaty. But you haven't collapsed midway down. You have approached this door. What would you like to do?
Hope we didn't pass where we were going. I guess.
Try to open it.
Yeah.
All right. As you reach to open it, it swings open on its own.
Fancy.
And inside, 2 hops this time.
Slide. Ah!
In the middle of
Don't
this
get
room
copyright.
is a single throne.
I knew it.
And sitting in the throne is what appears to be a man. Dressed in a cloak, relatively simple black cloak, what seems to be very nice polished boots sticking out the end, his hands curled around the arms of the throne. But as you approach what seems to be what should be the council chamber is just this throne. Nothing more. And as you get closer, you notice that this figure, instead of the face of a human or an elf or a dwarf or any race of people or creature you see around this world, you see a metal mask of what appears to be one of the undead that you have seen. That occasionally gives a flash of veins of green that go all the way up from beneath his chin to the top of the mask.
Well, boy, I'm glad I'm not in there with y'all.
So does he look like he's restrained to this throne at all?
No?
He's just chilling, sitting here?
Mm-hmm. You see occasionally the foot taps.
Hi there. We've come delivering a message, or bearing a letter from the nebulous dome, I believe. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's not you. I can just hear Sketch in the next room.
Hello!
Sorry, we can hear you.
We
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No!
No, we can't hear you.
No,
At
we
all.
cannot.
Okay. Great. Thanks, guys. Is he doing anything? Like, does it look like he knows we're in here with him?
Well, the mask is facing you directly. The eyes are too dark to see.
Okay.
That even with that occasional green flash of the veins that seem to crawl up this mask into the top before they disappear, you can't see the actual face underneath.
Okay, well, Sketch, I guess, will stand a few feet away, maybe like 10 feet, look at him and say, hello.
We've come bearing a letter from the nebulous dome.
Your house is stupid.
It's very confusing. Very confusing.
For a second, the head just tilts, and looks at you, and it doesn't say anything. Before a voice comes out, kind of distorted and muffled from beneath the mask. And the voice comes and says, "Of what news do you bring?"
I will hand him the letter.
You see the hand reaches out. Sketch, make me a perception check.
Perception, hold on. Ka-chow. 18.
I thought you were going to say 8. As
Nope.
he reaches out to take the letter from you, the hands that were mostly encompassed by sleeve previously, the sleeve kind of rides up the arm a little bit, and you get a glimpse of what seems to be old and new welts, scars, skin that seems to be torn. Before the hand
Does it
comes back.
Sorry.
And he starts to unfold the letter. What were you going to say?
Does he resemble a zombie?
The parts of the body you can see being just his hands, I wouldn't say it's the same decaying flesh that you've seen on zombies before. I will say you have seen this before, though, Sketch.
Oh, love that. Where have I seen it before?
This is the effect of prolonged exposure to the surge out in the Wastelands. You most often see this in the feral settlements.
Okay. What was this guy's name?
Meriday.
Okay, didn't you say he was the brother of Deaizah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will take a small step back and watch him read the letter.
Okay. He unfolds the letter, holds it between two hands that have now been recovered by the sleeves. And it's very, very quiet in this room. You can hear your heartbeat, every breath, every adjustment of clothes, footstep. You swear you can hear the footsteps of people in the stairwell below you, though you know that there's no one down there. In fact, this place is very empty. Not a single sign of another council member here.
Quite a big house you have.
Yes. Yeah.
What big house you have.
All the better to see you with.
All the better to trap you in.
Hey, yo.
May I just ask, like, from one witch person to another, like, why the hell did you make your stairs so confusing?
You don't get a response, as from beneath the mask comes this laughter. This uncontrolled, near maniacal, hysterical laughter.
All right, well, I mean, I didn't think it was that funny, but
Echoes around the room. Far louder than it should be.
Did we say something funny?
He doesn't stop laughing. He just laughs. And it lasts for a good minute or two before he crumples up the note and stuffs it into the pocket of his robes and sits back in his chair and looks at the two of you. Is that all?
Have you seen a wizard?
Many.
cool.
You have words. Hold on. I'll find it.
Oh god damn, this is. I have a question.
You've
Are there
been-
any of the chromatic order in here?
You haven't seen any since you entered the fortress. The honor.
Okay.
Hold.
I will look at him and I will say, I see you've been touched by the surge.
Mind what you say.
Why?
Your wandering eyes
Will you
may find you in trouble.
Will you assassinate me as well?
Perhaps.
I was only curious.
Well. Yes.
You are excused.
Are we? Are you my mother?
I mean,
Sketch. What's your AC?
No, but he's your daddy.
God.
None of your business.
What's your AC, Sketch?
18,000.
You're
It's
over
14.
18,001.
I think.
It's 14.
Not jokes on you how higher AC is.
You have a sudden striking pain in the back of your head, followed quickly by the strangest creeping feeling down your neck. This strange wandering chill. And you take 3 points of psychic damage.
Oh, psychic damage. Great. If
And
only it were
heal?
necrotic damage.
The door behind that you came from swings open again. And again, the High Chancellor turns to you. You may leave.
Lovely visit. Have fun with your war. I'll walk out.
There's no more response. As you step out, I think Callister is having a frozen moment. But you can go. The stairs are much easier to go back down. The door swings shut behind you, and the last thing you hear from inside the chamber is that same laughter.
I would like to be a snoopy bitch and take a look around this house.
Okay, where would you like to go?
Are there any doors that look interesting or important?
All of the doors appear the same, so far as you can see. All of them
Okay.
are the same as the one that you went through at the top. Wood, relatively sturdy, with what seems to be silver and bronze like hinges and facets. Hello.
He's back.
He's back.
Hi.
Hello.
There was something I really wanted to do the second it fucking
Oh,
cut
okay,
me
yeah.
off.
We can go back really quick.
Very sorry.
No worries. He basically just told you to leave.
Fuck off.
If I may, I have a proposition of my own. If I may, not just to the leaving, like I'll leave right after I make this proposition. Is that all right, Mirade? Or Lord Mirade?
Lord, give me a break.
Speak.
I don't know his title. All right. Well, Sketch. Meet me outside. I'll take care of this.
What? Not a
This is a
chance.
personal-
Don't
This
be
is
an
a-
idiot.
This is a personal proposition. I need to do this myself.
Do you know how dumb that sounds?
I know it sounds dumb, but I can take care of myself. I have better survival skills than you might think.
Sketch just looks at him. Like, they usually have more of a neutral expression, but they just look dumbfounded right now.
Okay.
Like,
I'm more skilled than
this
you,
guy-
Sketch.
fucking excuse me. Would you like to repeat that?
Excuse me, mate.
Let I'll meet you
I do
outside.
not question your skill, but what part of this makes you think that being alone would be a good idea? Aren't you meant to be smart?
I am smart. And, well,
It doesn't sound like
let's
it.
just say, I don't really want you guys learning about my personal life so quickly. It's a bit of an embarrassing proposition.
You're such an idiot.
Never mind.
You know, the last time I left an idiot alone, he committed arson.
Oh, so he's the one with all the flyers around here. Around the Nebulous Dome, sorry, not around here.
Whatever.
said there
Sketch will
was
walk
two-
out.
It said-
Absolutely
wait,
just done.
Hold on. It said there was 2 arsonists. Who's the second one?
I don't want you learning about my personal life.
Whip.
Alright, well, it's nice little look. Alrighty. Proposition. Whenever Sketch leaves, I will close the door again.
Okay. The door, you cannot close it, but the door closes on its own.
Proposition. Firstly, for proposition, I have a question. Why are you attacking the Nebulous Dome?
I do not see it fit to share my reasons with the likes of yourself.
Is that racist or is that just social standing?
Take it however you please. I care not for
Alright,
race
well-
or social standing.
I'll take it as racist, and firstly say fuck you, and secondly, I'm asking as a possible ally. You and me.
What could I possibly want with more allies?
Little bit of inside information. I could possibly get you that.
DM,
What?
am I able to listen through the door?
Make a perception check.
Oh, please. Please. I need something good. Natural 17 for a total of 21.
I'll say it's difficult to hear what's going on. You get the sound of his voice, but you can't necessarily discern words. You can hear them talking, but you are uncertain of what they're saying.
Rude.
Read. Even
Sounds
with how
a little
echoey
unfair.
the room is, DM.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
sounds a little unfair for a 21.
I'm asking. You can get information out of me and another, well, if you don't already have some, another little spy or maybe assassin for the right price.
Is that what you want? Money.
Well, yes. That's why I'm rolling with
Money.
these. That's why I'm rolling with these bunch of buffoons. Is just to get a nice little pay. And then be on my way. That just rhymed, actually. I just realized that. You see, my current employer has a similar scene that you have as well. Well, could, if I know your reason.
My reasons are my own. And I have very little need for spies. I know what I need to know.
You know what you need. And what is that exactly? Just go to war using all your dumb little castle shit and stuff? Nebulous Dome might actually beat you if you start the war with them. Sure, you have chromatic order, but I don't know if they'd go to war to fight their own brethren. And if they do, and if you side with me, you'll not only have a spy, but if I can talk to my employer a little bit, you'll also have another big army possibly fighting with you in this war.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. That's gonna be a 24.
Okay. You see, slowly the figure stands, cloaked, head to toe. Very, very tall. Taller than yourself, than most people you've seen. Broad-shouldered. A figure that holds itself very well. And he looks down at you. That green flash of the mask illuminating the room momentarily. My business with my brother has very little to do with a want for war. I don't need war. I want what he has.
And is that the dome, or is that something more specific? You don't have to give me exactly what, just be like more specific. But I would like to know what it is.
My brother has always been too ambitious for his own good.
You're talking about the little experiment they did.
Perhaps.
Well, it's good to know we both have the same insight.
What do you offer that would be of any use to me?
Well, like I said, I'll do these couple of things for free. Like I said, maybe spying and stuff, as long as it's within what my employer currently also needs. I can give you the same information. I can offer you, inside information, spying. This will cost you a little bit. If you want someone dead, you'll have to cost me a little bit, because I mean, killing someone might jeopardize my current job. And then lastly, if I talk to my employer, then you might have some support from another place.
Do you speak of other domes?
Yes.
It is no mystery to myself nor my brother that our dome brethren have alliances with each other that we are not privy to.
And you could be a part of one of those alliances. We go with this.
Could you bring me something?
What is it?
I want the device.
I think that's right. That'll be a little difficult, but I might be able to bring it to you. But since it's going a tad bit against it in my book, my other job, it might cost you a little bit. I'm sure, however, with this house, you'll be able to pay what I need.
It will cost me nothing.
All right,
And
fair
what
enough.
it will save is your life.
I don't know. All right then, the device. I'll see what I can do about it. And I'll see if I can grab it and bring it to you.
You may go.
Already, no handshake. All right. Well, pleasure doing business with you. I thank you for your time. Your high. What is your title? Do I call you Your Highness, or I just don't want to be like disrespectful?
Chancellor.
Chancellor.
Hi,
All right.
Chancellor.
High Chancellor. All right. Thank you, High
Palpatine?
Chancellor. Thank you, High Chancellor.
Senate.
Please don't shoot me with your lightning and stuff. I will show myself out. And thank you. And I'll open the door.
Right, the door opens
While-
for you.
While Callister is talking to him, can I snoop around like I originally wanted to do?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, the doors are all the same. Like all like very, very similar. Which one would
If
you
they
like
all
to go
have
through?
glass floors, you can see what they are.
Maybe just a few doors down.
Okay. Okay. The first door you go to leads into an empty room. What seems to be
Shock.
a storage closet. Nothing really of worth.
Okay.
The next one is a kitchen. You
Mhm.
walk in, and there are two people inside. They are the first people you've actually seen, who... the first people you've actually seen in the honor hold. They don't pay you any mind. And for a second, you watch them, and you watch them, and after a moment, you realize that their movements are a little bit strange. A little bit rough, I'll say. Not
Their
as
mind-controlled
smooth
slaves.
as what normal human or humanoid movement looks like. And after a couple moments, when they turn, you realize that these are not people at all. These are what seems to be automatons.
Ugh.
Have I ever seen automatons before?
I'll say you wouldn't have seen any in the circus, no.
Automatons?
Sketch will watch them curiously,
You
unsure
see,
like how to interact with them.
sure, you see the faces, the where the head is, the faceplate is blank. There's no eyes, no mouth, nothing. And they just go
Spooky.
around on a single wheel, kind of wheeling around the kitchen, cooking. Unable to see, but they know where everything is.
Okay, I guess I'll close that door and go to the next one.
Okay, is there anything you're looking for specifically?
Anything that would be, I guess,
Worth stealing.
worth stealing for one, but also like something, I don't know, something that Deaizah might want, like as evidence or something like that.
Okay.
Or a hostage. I'm just kidding. But
Oh yeah, I'll take the robots hostage. That'll work out well.
there could be other people in this place. You don't know.
I doubt this guy would care if I took hostages.
Yeah, he seems like the type.
A lot of the rooms you go through are empty. There's not a lot going on. I will say, in one room, you do walk across a room that is, again, what seems to be a storage closet. But unlike the other ones you've encountered, there is something hooked over what seems to be like a stand of some kind. Just a cloak, by the looks of it.
Okay. Can I check it out?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, I will go over and check it out. Like, what's its deal?
Okay. You see it is a cloak of green in color. Many layers of green kind of fabric folded over each other, with faint gold facets and threading around the edge with a hood that kind of comes to a cowled point. It's a nice cloak.
Do I get a magic feeling from it?
Do you have a detect magic as a spell?
No, but I feel like I've grown up around magic. I might be able to, like, kind of discern when something's a normal cloak.
Make an Arcana check.
Like she said, it's a cloak of green, the best magic item.
Cloak of Green!
Cloak of Green!
Just gets you really
Cloak
high
of
off of, like,
green.
weed.
I love Cloaks of Green. It's my favorite cloak.
Yeah.
Cloaks of green. Sorry.
Stop it.
Oh, nothing's working. Love that for me.
Come on, Sketch.
I
read
do
along.
not. I do not have good Arcana.
I know.
Yup. Natural. That is a total of 8.
8? You have no clue.
I mean, I thought so. Does it look like it's expensive? I
Yeah.
would know that.
For sure.
I'm gonna take it and shove it in my bag.
Okay. You take
It's
it.
mine now.
You shove it into your bag. Is that all
It
you'd like
probably
to
has
do?
cameras everywhere.
Cameras schmammers, I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm gonna keep snooping around until Callister comes to find me. I really just...
I'll say after about 15 minutes of snooping around, after you exit this room, Callister does come out and you guys do meet up on the 4th floor stairwell.
Hello.
I nod to him and I just walk down the stairs without saying a word.
Okay. Jack and Richter. And Maida, the 3 of you follow this chromatic order member in the dark purple cloak. He doesn't lead you guys far, just kind of pulls you away back toward the edge of the dome that you've come from, around where there's less people, less prying ears. And he stands there and he looks at the 3 of you. I trust that you've seen the army.
That's correct.
I've seen quite a couple.
You know of
referring
what
to the
I
zombie
speak.
one.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I can tell that you've seen their leaders. The things that
Yep.
walk with them.
Yep.
Probably.
Perhaps you also know that this is an issue that we can't allow to continue.
That's a fair point.
Sounds like the kind of problem a wizard could solve.
It's exactly the problem a wizard can solve. The only issue is the wizard that can solve it hasn't been seen in hundreds of years.
When the world needed him most, he vanished.
Yeah. Are we going to assume he's still alive? Do we have enough proof for that?
He's alive. We
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Contact
have-
with him, or
We of the Chromatic Order know that he is alive.
how?
There is much you don't know about the Chromatic Order.
Obviously.
Okay, so if you know he's alive, what's stopping him from coming back?
Honor and history
Mm,
and the fact that they've tried. They've tried many times, in fact. You see, from this member of the Chromatic Order's pocket, he produces a book. And he hands it to you, Jack. It is a simple, black bound book tied with a piece of twine. And unlike books that you've seen, this seems like it was handcrafted. Very, very carefully made. If you are staying in the dome another night, I request that you read this and come find me in the morning. And then we can discuss what you must do next, if you should so choose.
What is it you want us to do?
There is much about the Surge that people do not know. Much that we do know, but cannot tell. There's more than just the mindless undead that we see commonly out in the wasteland. You've seen it, as have I. And there is a much bigger problem than the squabbling of these domes.
Understood.
Read.
Will we find you in the morning, or will you find us?
Perhaps both. If you look, you'll find me.
Fair enough. And I'll take the book and tuck it, like, into my jacket.
Kind of a bummer that you said you knew where a wizard was, and we haven't seen him.
It is, in fact, as you say, a bummer.
Great.
I have never met him personally. I know of only the legends. But all of the Chromatic Nord Order know of this wizard.
What's his name?
Or the
Kina.
Yeah.
I started hoping to be Danny DeVito, but
Great.
I have more tact than that, I hope you know.
I don't.
Is that Richter?
Are the Chromatic Order wizards as well, or?
No. We are a very devout order of monks. Some of us gifted with certain magical abilities, but that is... all will be explained.
Okay.
Have you any more questions?
No.
I don't know why it couldn't have fallen into someone else's lap to save the world from an impending worse apocalypse, but
You needn't do this. I am not... We are in no way forcing this on you. It is your own choice. If you wish to have nothing to do with it, we will move on and find the next worthy subjects. But it is rare that people of your capability come by.
Sounds
And
about
the
right.
time grows ever dire.
All right. Talk in the morning then.
I will find you. You may find rest in the tavern in town.
Understood.
generally ends up that way.
And you see the member of the Chromatic Order steps back and disappears from sight.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel a slight tugging on your sleeve, Jack. And you look and you see Maida, and she's looking up and she goes, "Do you often get, like, people approaching you with weird books and quests and stories?"
Once or twice a week.
Is that what being an adventurer is like?
Oh yeah.
You guys know a lot of people.
Yeah. for sure.
I think it would be nice to know a lot of people.
Not
Well,
as nice
stick
as
with
it
us
sounds
and-
more often than not.
You'll meet a
Why not?
bunch.
Well, I mean, some people, like the kind we've been traveling with, are great, but a lot of people are just really, really annoying.
People said
Why
that
do you
about
like
the.
Dathomir drunk?
Yeah. No, Victor's just tired.
Valid.
People said that about the man, the one that ran the bar back in the Nebulous Dome. The Vertex,
The
I
one who
think, was
got-
the name of the bar.
The one that got burned to the ground.
Yeah, people didn't like him very much.
Well, from my experience, that all that guy did was kick orphans, apparently. So, makes sense.
I suppose so. Are you hungry? Should we go get something to eat?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. We can head to the tavern and see if our friends will end up there eventually.
Okay. So you guys make your way into the mid shell of the dome. Do you look around for the pub? Or the
Yeah.
tavern, I should say? Alright,
The pub.
Look, don't ask. It was a long weekend, okay?
Drinking at the pub.
It was a long weekend, okay? I'll say
means
you
British.
guys walk into the mid shell, and you notice the same thing. Immediately in here, there is a much stronger presence of chromatic order. And you also notice that there doesn't seem to be any lone person walking. Everyone is accompanied by another person. And as the afternoon starts to grow into evening, you see that the streets are growing a little bit quieter now, with a strange sense of urgency. But you do eventually stumble across the pub here. You see it stands out quite well, being a brightly colored wooden building. With a overarching sign that says the hilarious butterfly, kind of spread from one side of the building to the other. And as you walk in, it's a pretty generic pub. There's a smell of cooking somewhere in the kitchen. There is a performer playing a lute over in one corner. There's a couple people sitting around at tables having quiet discussions. Nothing too serious as far as you can tell. But most of the tables do seem to be empty. And there is two humans standing at the bar. A man and a woman who are talking amongst each other. The man is pouring drinks. The woman seems to be tidying a little bit. And they turn over and they smile at each other and they laugh. And you see the woman reaches over and she shoves the man just a little bit. But it's all very friendly. And you see there are four, I want to say mid-teens to late childhood kids running around serving the tables, and you get the sense that this is a family-owned establishment.
Dope.
What would you three
Great,
like to
they're
do?
wholesome.
What's that?
Nothing of being an asshole.
Child labor.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm gonna go up to the bar and see if they have like coffee that they can give me.
Okay. You see, the man is the first one to look at you. He's a bit older, middle-aged, with a scruffy brown hair, and very thick glasses kind of perched on the end of his nose. And he looks and he goes, "Oh, hello! Did you say coffee?"
Yeah.
We've got coffee. What kind of coffee?
Guys, if this guy asks for your firstborn child, don't give it to him.
Strong kind.
We can do that. We can do that. Would you be liking anything else? Would your friends like anything else? Hello.
Mater would like some food and drink.
Food made. I'm guessing that's the woman with you.
Yes.
Would you like any food and drink?
I'll be fine for now, thank you.
And food for your friend?
I'll look over to her.
Maida seemingly a little bit more relaxed now in the very friendly atmosphere, orders just a simple platter of like meat and cheese to be eaten.
Okay.
A very, very large platter, I will say, that she orders and then hands the gold to the barkeep. And he turns to you, Richter, and he says, "Can I get you any food to go with your coffee?"
I'll have whatever the chef recommends.
Our chef recommends their cream of potato and spring onion soup.
Sounds good.
All right, I will get that. I'll get that all ready for you. Go ahead, have a seat. The children will bring it around for you when it's ready. And you see the woman walks back into the kitchen, tying a robe around her waist, and seems to be the chef here at the hilarious butterfly. Do the three of you go and sit down at a table?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I stand on the ceiling.
Make an acrobatics check.
I have cat's claws. I can just do that if I want to.
Just Spider-Man's on.
Take out my claws and just start climbing up like a beam.
So the three of you go and sit down. And you're just chilling. The atmosphere in here is very lively, very nice, very friendly. Is there anything the three of you would like to, or the two of you, I guess, would like to talk about?
Sorry, I'm looking at something real quick.
Uh-huh, go ahead.
It sounded like someone who just had ice in their mouth.
Richter, is there anything you would like to talk about?
So how do we feel about this Callister guy?
Don't.
We don't? Dang.
No, we don't.
Don't feel about him.
Don't feel him,
Good kid,
guys.
but I don't know. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. Voice is very grating on my ears.
That's a fair point.
That's not a slight against you, Corbin. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's definitely the accent. God, no. It drinks alcohol heavily, no.
Pile it on.
To be fair, most people that only do things for money always rub me wrong.
Well, never mind. Not gonna finish that sentence.
And Jack would just smile ever so slightly.
Okay.
DM,
Yeah.
is there any chance? Hold on. Let me look at the spell before I ask if I can do this.
Uh-huh.
Just 1 second.
Go ahead, take your time. I'm also looking for something, so go ahead.
I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever the woman comes out again,
Okay.
I'd like to cast Sense Emotions on her
Okay.
to see if there's anything if there's any sort of negative emotion towards her husband or the establishment itself.
Okay.
Why? We're gonna cause some marriage drama?
No. No one can detect sense emotions. Completely
Okay.
undetectable.
So you cast this. She does come out after a couple of minutes, and starts just rooting around the bar looking for something. But eventually finds like a what seems to be like a salt shaker and starts to go back into the kitchen. But you cast this. You get a sense that she is kind of tired. Kind of tired. She's been working all day. But there is no negative feeling, especially towards her husband. She does seem very, very happy overall. Very content.
Good.
Good.
Is this an area spell, or can you direct it to one person?
It says 30 feet, but then it says it like starts with sensing the emotions of the people around you, but then also follows up with one humanoid. So
You get one
I can
humanoid.
only assume it's like one person at a time.
So I imagine you could potentially do it for multiple people or just one. So if you're just aiming it at her,
I mean, I can do it towards him. I can do it towards the kids if you'll allow it.
I mean,
just,
sure, if you
like,
want to do it in
during the
that
duration.
area, yeah. The husband and wife are very, very happy. You get a sense that they're very, very content. This is their family business. The oldest of the 4 children, is a little bit stressed. You don't get the sense, but what about? But you do get the sense that they are stressed. The middle 2, you don't necessarily get a sense of. You get a sense that they're a little bit annoyed, but they're standing there pushing at each other, so you get a feeling they were just in an argument. The youngest,
Going through a phase.
Going through a phase,
the
Dad.
youngest being
Not
what
a
looks to be,
phase,
he can't be
Mom.
older than 10. You get the feeling he is very, very lost. Kind of doesn't necessarily know where he belongs.
Same.
But I mean,
He
overall,
craves violence.
they're pretty happy.
Alright, cool. I'm just checking things out.
You dick.
Maida notices you watching and looks over and like gently prods at your shoulder. And she goes, "What are we looking for?"
Nothing. I just like watching people be happy. You know,
It's
makes
really
me want a
nice.
life like this.
It's really nice. It reminds me a bit of my parents.
Yeah.
They were really happy.
Yeah. Happiness is definitely what someone needs in life.
I
If
agree.
you ain't living happy, you're just surviving.
Are you just surviving?
Damn.
Got him.
Got him.
Upon hearing her
Ladies
say
and
that,
gentlemen.
Richter starts smirking from across the table.
Sometimes, but lately I've been living.
That's good. This strikes me as the kind of job you can actually enjoy. You get good friends from it, at least.
Yeah.
Say that to
you
Callister.
definitely can.
My dad
Oh.
doesn't like his friends at work. They don't really get along very well, so he's always said that it's really good to get along with the people you work with.
Fair enough. I suppose that can be definitely true.
What about you, Richter? Are you just surviving?
For now.
You're not happy,
Maybe I'll
Richter?
live one day, though.
What would make you happy, Richter?
I don't know.
Some bitches to warm my bed.
Live down somewhere nice. I wanted to open a
I'd start singing Rockstar.
shop of my own.
A shop? What kind of shop?
The weapons kind, generally.
You know, we don't really have a good weapons shop in the Nebulous Dome. I'm sure if you looked, you could find a storefront there.
Don't take this personally, because I know it's your home, but on the brink of an impending war, the Nebulous Dome is kind of the last place I'd want to be right now.
I suppose so. Although I don't necessarily get the feeling that anywhere else is much better.
Yeah. Call it optimism, but you know that canyon down south, the one that no one ever crosses?
Yeah.
Some part of me hopes that that's better on the other side of that canyon. Maybe I'll try and cross it one day.
You sound like you need a trip to the Neon City.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
We're going to Vegas, baby!
Shut the fuck up.
We're not doing a post-apocalyptic world where we go to Las Vegas.
Please!
This is
No.
not Fallout.
But it could be.
And
You
I
don't
joined
know.
the gang of Elvis impersonators. That's my question.
You don't go there. You don't know.
Damn it. What is the Neon City like?
Do you ask Maida this?
No, I'm asking you as a DM. Like, have I been there before? Or...
You have not been there before. In fact,
Is this a real place?
none of you are. None of you are. You're all pretty sure this place doesn't exist.
Shit.
Never heard of that place before.
They say it's out in the desert. People go there. Like, my friend's dad disappeared one night and said he was going to go on a trip to the Neon City and come back a better man, but he never came back.
Appropriate reaction.
That was in character.
That was in
God.
character, yeah.
My dad did that too.
Good place to go.
Well,
I think I'll just stick to plummeting to my death across the canyon, though.
that's up to you. I don't really want to go myself. It seems too warm, but lots of people say that it's a good place to be.
Fair enough.
It's by this time that your food is brought out. The soup is brought to you, and a very, very tall cup of black coffee is presented to you, Richter. Maida is served there are 2 glasses of juice, and then this very, very large platter just overflowing with meat and cheeses and like a bit of bread to the side. And she scoots over a little bit on the bench seat and slides it between you and herself, Jack. And slides you the cup, the other cup of juice.
I'll nod to her. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
know you did
Simp.
something earlier.
Shut the finger fucking lick up. Shut up. Oh, there's.
I know you did something earlier to help us get through the army.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was the least I could do.
I'm pretty sure the least you could have done was nothing.
I suppose.
And she just starts eating. It is a couple more minutes of sitting and just waiting. You do hear that the kids be called individually by their parents. They get called in, they get served food of their own, and they go sit down at a table and they're eating. They're kind of just sitting there laughing with each other. And it's about 10-15 minutes later that Callister and Sketch, you two both find your way to the tavern.
I'll wave.
I I will sit down. Who should I sit next to?
I'll sit next to Richter.
Okay, I'll sit next to Maida.
Maida does move over enough to make room for you and offers you a piece of bread with some really nice sliced cheese on it. And she goes, we didn't order a lot of food, but you can have some of this if you want.
Thank you very much. Sketch will very politely take it and eat it.
It's really good. The bread is fresh. The cheese is really nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm guessing he didn't kill the messenger?
No,
No.
he was just creepy.
Oh, we
He
are
was.
He's
in
a
this kind of
politician,
world.
Of course he is.
Yeah, but he's creepier than a normal politician.
No, I'm sure they don't get much creepier.
Oh,
Sketch
can.
will be like not glaring, but almost glaring at Callister.
I like to insight check to see if I notice Sketch's, glare. Or is that perception, DM?
I'd say make a perception check.
What's the DC? 1? Oh,
Yeah, I'm not really trying to hide it, so
I'd say it's a pretty easy DC.
DC
so nat
is
13 for
4.
what's my perception? That'd be a 15.
Yeah, you notice that Sketch is glaring at Callister.
Guessing we're on non-talking terms with each other now.
huh? No, I'll
No.
tell you later.
I don't think so.
Noted. So, the Chromatic Order wants us to find a wizard.
Okay. Is this same wizard you guys are already looking for, or different wizard?
Beats me.
Cool.
But wants us to
He's
find a
actually
wizard
biggest
and
wizard, though.
convince him to come back. So, yeah.
Where will we find this wizard?
So we'd be briefed in the morning.
Oh, so we got
All right.
time to
Does he know
chat.
more people are coming?
He knows all of us will be doing this, if you all agree.
All right. I have nothing better to do.
We getting paid for this or no?
I'll give Richter a look like a... what was
Doesn't
I
matter.
saying?
Doesn't matter.
A little bit, yeah. I'll still do it. I just, just asking.
Well, it's either that or the world implodes upon itself and all life as we know it will cease to exist. So,
Alright.
your life as we know it, your life as we know it, your life as we know it. So I feel like maybe we should do this.
All right.
I'm in.
Sounds good.
We'll see
Corbin?
how it goes in the morning.
Do me a favor. Roll me a strength saving throw, please.
Gasp. Who could have ever known?
What the fuck did you do to me?
Me?
Who could
I
have
did
ever
nothing.
guessed that this would happen?
No. 15.
So you guys are sitting at the table. Would you like to talk about anything else?
I don't like that. 15's a weird number, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
so
as
I-
good night.
Don't really trust 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Bro, what the
Neither.
fuck?
Where? I'd like to call a waiter and stuff, or
You see the oldest of the 4 children is eating her dinner and notices you calling over and eventually gets up from the table and comes over. She goes, hi. Do you need any help?
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your dinner.
It's okay.
All right. Yeah, I was just wondering if I could just get just some good wine, and also just take I don't know, I guess I'll take what she's having and I'll point to, can't remember her name.
Maida.
Maida, thank you. I'll point to Maida, I'll just be like, and I'll take what she's having, and yeah, just
Okay.
some of your best wine.
Okay, I think she starts counting on her fingers just really quick. So the wine is 7 silver, and the food is gonna be 3 silver, so that's 1 gold for everything.
Okay, I can pay for that. I'll give her a gold coin. Actually, I'll give her 3. I'll just give her a tip. So,
Okay,
If that's
I'll go. Okay.
double what you're paying
And
for
and
your
she goes
food.
she goes off.
Actually, triple, technically.
After a couple minutes, you are served a pretty big tankard of wine. It's pretty good wine too.
The question is it Absolution Dome wine?
It's not, but it is pretty good. It's one of the better wines you've tasted outside of the Absolution Dome.
alright. He'll, as a douchey rich person will do, before every sip, he'll wave it around, sniff it, and just drink it.
Sniff it, snort some of it.
And after a couple more minutes, that
Glare at
same
him
like
more.
board
Listen to
of
it.
meat and cheese and bread is brought out to you.
Sketch will glare at Callister more when he does the douchey wine sniff.
I'm
You should
sorry.
pickpocket him.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Steal from the rich, am I right, guys?
I'm a
Steal
rogue
from the
too.
rich, y'all.
I could probably
mean you-
catch you.
Doesn't mean you have high perception.
could probably catch you.
It
Sorry.
is passive perception, and you can't really have that high against a rogue. Like, let's be
In
real
comparison,
here.
it's tough. So as you guys are sitting here eating dinner, is there anything you guys would like to talk about?
So, this job, he just asked us to look for a wizard, so he'd be brief in the morning, nothing else.
Yeah,
There's no specific place we have to go to.
he said he'd find us. Or we'd find him, whichever happens first.
You figure out who this person is? Because they
They're
They seem
chromatic order
pretty-
member.
well, yes, but who exactly? Like, standing-wise, are they high standing in the chromatic order, or did you not figure, or they just were like, find the wizard?
I'm sure the chromatic order doesn't take kindly to questions like that. They never have. Probably never will.
Your former member.
So I could never be a chromatic
If I
order.
say yes, does that make me cooler?
No.
No,
Yes.
it does the opposite.
Well, I mean, can't go that far below 0.
True. Well, negative.
I can confirm I'm not an ex-member of the chromatic order.
All right.
Or you want insight check it, motherfucker?
I mean, with the way you play your characters, I wouldn't put it past you.
No, yeah. All right.
That's
So
a fair
just-
point. Actually, that's a fair point. Actually, that's a fair
Well,
argument.
All right. I was just making sure to see if there was more intel on the job and stuff. But all right, if it's just the base, if it's normal and like this, that's fine with me. This is pretty damn good cheese.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want
Though
some,
I
you can grab some.
I suppose a rich person like you would know all about cheese, huh?
Jack would just like lean down and below like the lip of the table. He would just read the book
As
like
Sketch
up
says,
against his body
Sorry.
as close as he can. So it's like
Okay.
not seeable, basically.
Okay.
I was gonna say, as Sketch says that to Callister, I'd like to take a long, very audible sip of my coffee.
you know the thing you
Um,
do to annoy your mother, where you just like
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
ever
yeah.
so little bit of the liquid. It's just
Yes.
I'm so glad we all do that to annoy our mothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, I will be honest though. Wasn't much of a cheese liker back then. My parents kind of forced me to eat my cheese stuff so I can taste their wine.
Hmm.
I'll look up. You don't need to eat cheese to taste wine. What?
So is
Well, they're
What a hard life you must have led.
yes, quite difficult.
what was that?
Quite a difficult life, being forced to eat expensive cheeses and drink expensive wine. You must have a lot of coin in your pocket.
I was expecting
Well-
like trauma or something, but no, coin in your pocket.
I mean, do you want to know? Because, like, I'm pretty much broke.
Gambler, I guess.
Yeah, he could
No.
afford to like buy like super fancy wine at this inn or tavern. Sorry.
Oh, a couple silver
It's a bit.
and stuff. And
I-
No,
I
I
think what they're saying
don't
is when
have
life
money.
is handed to you on a silver platter, no one cares.
well,
Generally speaking.
would you still care if that silver platter was ruthlessly taken away from you? All
No.
from one.
Not particularly.
I mean,
Hmm.
some people's platters had bugs on it as a child.
Yes,
Mine
Richter
did.
is correct.
Well, what do you mean by bugs?
Beetles.
Beetles,
Wasteland critters.
grasshoppers, maybe some
Ah,
scorpion
no,
here and
mine
there.
didn't have that.
Hey,
Surge
scorpions
infected
are a
rats.
delicacy back where I came from.
Mine didn't have that, no.
You know, I've never had bugs as a food. Are they like good? I heard they're good for nutrients, but
Mm-hmm.
not much.
I
else.
had
Grew up around.
I had an older
goblins,
brother
they,
who used to barbecue bugs. They were quite nice.
Why were you all eating bugs when you were kids?
We lived in the wasteland. We were quite poor.
Curiosity.
I lived in a settlement of goblins. You can probably fill in the rest.
That's fair.
Is that
Goblins are
normal
quite
in
fun.
Wastelands?
They are, mostly.
And yes, the Wastelands is a much different place.
Well, you sometimes run out of rations and food in between trips to the domes, so you have to rely on your skills.
Hmm.
Uh,
That doesn't sound very nice at all, actually.
Got nothing
It's-
else to compare it to. It's really not that bad.
Yes.
When you have other stuff to compare it to, and you've eaten
Fancy cheese.
food with spite behind it, it's still not that bad, actually.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
do
we'll see.
declare.
I
do,
will-
yes.
I mean, I will say, yeah, with the comparison of the cheeses and other things, Wasteland isn't as shitty as people say it is. Well, it's shitty, but not terrible.
So keep them honest out there. If someone wants to rob you, they're gonna do it in your face.
Yeah,
I don't rub people to their face.
that's good.
Every
know.
rule has its exception sketch.
All right. As the hour starts to grow later, I'll say you all notice, the woman eventually comes out and she goes, I'm very sorry to interrupt, but we are closing for business
Oh,
as
sorry.
curfew has come. There is
Curfew?
an inn next door that you can go stay in if you need a place to stay.
Of course.
Oh yes, of course. May I just really quickly ask, this wine right here that I'm having, what like company and age is it?
I'm not sure the age, but I know it was grown down at the Rosebush Farms.
Is that in the Absolution Dome?
No, that is here in the Adventus Dome.
Uh,
Or sorry, not the Rosebush Farms, the Grasshopper Farms. The Grasshopper Ranch.
Delicious.
Delicious grasshoppers. Mm.
It's
I
grasshopper
used to eat
wine.
grasshoppers. Out of character.
Totally.
Did they
We
all?
definitely
We'll talk
ate
about that later.
grasshoppers.
Well, I must say this is good wine and stuff. I may have to be back for some more of this.
Yes, we sell bottles if you want a bottle, but it will have to be tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm very, very sorry to have interrupted your meal, but you can take it with you if you'd
Sorry.
like.
Oh no, I was done with it. All right. Well, thank you very much. Yes. Have a good night. And yeah, let's go.
Good night to you and your family.
Good evening. You see, she calls all of her kids in. one by one, and they all go. And the husband comes and locks the doors behind you guys. And as you step out into the streets, you notice that it has gone very, very quiet. There's no one walking around. But that heavy presence of the Chromatic Order is still here. Right next door.
Not much nightlife, I guess.
Right next door, as promised, is an inn. Very, very similar structure and coloring to the Hilarious Butterfly. A very similar sign that says "The Liar by Fire."
Aww. I don't like fire.
I don't like fire. All right, we'll go in.
You go in. You see the interior is nearly identical to the tavern. It's got a very, though much smaller bar and restaurant area, with a stairwell leading up to what you assume to be where the rooms are kept. And there is, again, a man and a woman at the bar. And as you guys walk in, you notice that the woman standing at the bar is nearly identical to the woman who ran the pub next door.
What about the man? Are they twins dating twins?
No.
Are twins married? Okay.
Thank
I imagine they're
God.
twins and it's not just the same woman.
Yes, to get that she is twins, that they are twins. And they do welcome
I've
you
never
in.
created problems ever.
The woman goes, "I welcome. What? Are you here to stay for the night?"
Yes, we would like some rooms.
5 rooms, please.
5? You'll be needing
No.
5? All 5?
Sorry, 4 rooms.
5
4
rooms,
I can sleep on
Callister.
Yes, I know 5 rooms.
Yeah,
I was trying to
no,
make a joke.
5.
I was trying to make a joke to Jack.
Yeah, no, I can count. That's still 5.
All right, 5 rooms. That will be 3 silver per room. That will be hang on, let me do the math in my head. 1 gold and 6 silver.
I'll give her
For
a gold.
all of it.
I'll give her the 3 silver for my room.
Okay. And Maida gives the 3 gold for her own room.
3 gold.
3 gold!
3
3
gold?
gold, 3 silver. Sorry, 3
luxury
silver for her own
Sure,
room.
Greg, why don't we get
Sorry.
that?
I'll take the one with the pool inside. Thank
Sorry,
you.
3 silver for
I'll
her
take
own
the one with the
room.
chocolate fountain and the gold toilet.
Yeah,
And you
I'll-
are all handed keys and told your rooms are just upstairs. Please try to keep it down as curfew has already gone past.
All right, of course. Thank you very much.
Have a good evening. Let us know if there's anything we can do. We will be staying up a little bit later.
All right.
I do have a question.
Yes.
What is it with the curfew?
Oh, it's only recently been put into place. Protective measures, actually.
Against what?
Recently a bunch of young people have gone missing here in the dome. The curfew is to ensure that no one is caught. No one else goes missing at nighttime.
All right.
No.
Like a murderer in the dome?
We're not certain it's a murderer, though a couple people were attacked a couple of weeks ago.
Were they done? Was what attacked them identified?
No,
Was,
no, they were never identified. But they did live. They're fine. But shortly after that, the disappearances began.
the attack, then someone kidnapped. All right.
Thank you for the
Mm.
information.
Of course. Like I said, as long as you're quiet, there'll be no problems.
Yes. And may I just quickly ask, would there be a reward if you somehow brought in the purse, the thing that did
I'd like
that?
to kick Callister's boot as I start heading up the staircase.
You do that. And she goes, well, no reward has been posted as of yet, but perhaps the Chromatic
All right.
Order would be able to...
Are you
Oh,
expecting
okay.
gold in return for the lives of children?
No, again, asking just
That's
in case.
kind of creepy.
Sketch will go up
Ask-
to their room.
Okay. So you all go up to
I will
your
tell
rooms.
Maida before I go into my room that, and I hope our rooms are like right across the hall,
Okay.
but I'll tell her exactly where my room is.
You see, hers is across the hall, but like slightly to the side of your
Okay.
own.
I'll just be right here if you need me. Just knock.
Okay.
I'm a light sleeper.
All right. Good night.
Good night, Maida.
As Sketch passes Richter and Jack in the hall, I would like to use one of my psionic energy dyes to make a telepathic link to them.
To both of them or just to one?
To both of them.
Okay. Okay, so you make the link. What do you say? I don't know how this works. You're gonna have to explain it to me.
For a number of hours equal to the number rolled, the chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you and you with them. So I basically roll a d6, and for that number of hours, we can speak telepathically to each other, which doesn't really matter. I just need to use it to tell them something.
Okay.
You guys hear Sketch's voice in your head. First they say, "Don't freak out, I'm talking to you telepathically." And then they say, "I don't think we should trust Callister."
Is this
Why
a
not?
two-way street kind of thing?
Yeah, you can, if you talk in your head, you can talk telepathically to me.
Why not?
He was, for lack of a better word, sketchy when we went to see the Chancellor.
Define sketchy.
Never mind.
In the way of, he wanted to speak with him alone about something that I absolutely could not hear for whatever reason.
Sounds about right.
Well, we're all stuck together now, and jumping to conclusions is only going to cause problems. Sorry, I can't speak mentally today.
Same, bruh. In the morning, we can address the issue if that's what's needed.
I suggest that we keep an eye on him. That's all. And then I will cut the connection and go to bed.
Okay.
I'll just nod to Sketch and head into my room.
Okay. Jack, do you spend any time tonight reading that book that you got, besides what you already read?
Absolutely.
How much of it do you read? Do you try and read all of it? It's not a big book, I will say.
I'll try to read all of it, yeah.
I'll
That's
say, with your 2
generally-
hours of light activity that it takes to get that full long rest, you are able to read the whole book.
Fair enough.
I can either verbally explain to you what you read, or I can send you.
Probably be easier if you sent it to me through message.
It's just gonna take me a while. I don't have it written out, which is why I was gonna say I can say it to you, or you. I can.
Yeah, we
send
can say it
you.
now.
You might be forgetting this is a stream, so it might be better to just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be a journal of some kind.
I always end up with the journals. What is this?
A journal belonging to. Hang on, let me pull up my lore.
Yvette Hawk.
No.
No. Matthias. Actor.
You see, it is a journal belonging to someone by the name of Arian.
Okay.
Who identifies themselves and details the need for protection for the domes all the way back when the surge first began. And it details his inception of the Chromatic Order. Of how he gathered a few people and over generations trained more and more with the intention of building protection from people he claimed were once his best friends. You see mention of the surge and of how they fought so desperately to keep it from happening. So desperately that one of his friends was lost. You see details of a wizard, mentioned quite often, by the name of Kina, who is responsible for a lot of the elemental and magical abilities that the Chromatic Order seems to have. You hear mention of a roguish character by the name of Teok, who is often seen training them, in charge of teaching them how to be quiet, how to fade into the shadows. You learn that these people had all been an adventuring party for the longest time. And as you reach toward the end of the journal, you know that this Aryan eventually reached his death. And that as each and every one of them died, this wizard, Kina, took them and buried them somewhere in the middle of the wasteland. In a tower fortress of some kind that would keep them protected from a force that would try to take them again. And it is detailed that Kina was supposed to stay there for the rest of his life to protect them and make sure that no one ever got to their bodies.
Okay. Okay.
At the very end of the book is a small diagram, a map of sorts, very rough, but seeming to hold the location of where this tower should be.
Okay. We'll talk about that after, I'm sure.
You guys sleep. You get a full rest. Not that I think it was needed. I think you guys managed to get all of your get through the day without using anything, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, I use the spell slot.
Except for abilities and stuff like that.
I used one of my die, but
you wake up in the morning and the mid shell of the dome is alive and bustling as it had been the previous afternoon. Downstairs you see the woman or you hear the woman and the husband and yelling to what seemed to be another set of children who are also working here in the inn. Along with some other voices of people who's just getting their breakfasts, checking out. What would you guys like to do this morning?
I wake up. No.
Is there any opening for me to steal Callister's coin purse?
Do you try to sneak into his room to do that?
No, of course not. I will rob you of your money.
And then I will blast your head off with a gun.
I told you the first time we met, take from the rich.
Take on the rich.
Steal the rich.
Steal rich. No. I will,
Steal the rich.
get
Kidnap
up,
them, hold them for ransom.
tuck the book into my jacket, and walk over to Maida's door and knock on it.
You knock, and there is no answer initially.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. I have spells and such.
You do indeed have spells.
I miss having spells. I have so many spells as Anya.
We're not talking about that right now, Kira. That's a different.
That's
campaign.
tomorrow.
Shut.
I know.
Shut up.
Shut up.
I miss having spells.
I think. What can I do? I can do things.
What can I say except
Copyright.
Well,
Shut the fuck up. Disney will come and kill us all.
I thought you were just gonna leave it as Disney will come.
Disney will come. Disney will.
Sorry,
send
go ahead,
Mickey
Jack.
Mouse
What do you
to
want? What's
assassinate
up?
us.
I will I'll knock again.
You knock again? No answer.
Maida.
You listen. You can hear breathing on the inside.
Do I hear multiple breaths? I don't know.
Just one.
Oh,
You hear one breath. No more. She's
she fucking dies.
Got freaking murked, bruh.
Shot through the heart.
Stop!
Oh my god!
We can't keep doing this,
Is it
Kira.
unlocked?
Absolutely can.
Do you try the lock? Or do you try the door?
Certainly try it gently.
It
Just
is
to
locked,
prevent-
yes.
Start pounding on the door as hard as you can.
Found something on the door.
Shut the
What
fuck
the
up.
hell up, fool? Hold on, let me look up mage hand. Do I have to see the hand at all times?
That's a good question. I don't actually know. I've never
Feels like
used
an invasion of
Mage
privacy.
Hand.
Mage hand?
I think
Wait,
Jack
what
is
is he
like
asking?
Do you have to
becoming
see it at all
obsessed.
times?
Yes. You have to see it.
Let me look.
You have to see where you want it to. You don't see it at all times, but you do have to see where you want it to go, and stuff. You can't just be like, "Hey, unlock this or steal that."
Jack is becoming obsessed with this girl.
Yes.
This feels like an
we
invasion
gonna
of privacy. This
mention-
feels not okay.
Yeah.
It
Are we gonna have to,
literally
like-
just. It doesn't say I have to see it. A spectral floating hand appears at a point where if you choose within range, the hand lasts for the duration or until you dismiss it with an action. The hand only vanishes. If it is ever
Do you
more
have
than
to see
30
the
feet
point that you're
away-
conjuring it in?
Yes.
Maybe, but I'll just send it under the door. I mean, it's a spectral hand. Let's be real, guys.
Okay. So you
This
conjure
seems
Mage
like a
Hand.
bad thing.
There is a space between the under the door that you can send it through.
I'll do that and have it unlock the door, because obviously I was in my own room. I know what the lock looks like.
Yeah. You have it unlock the door. You hear the lock click.
Then while it's doing that, I will draw my sword and have it open it.
Okay.
What's
The
up, bitch?
hand opens the door. You walk in with your sword. You see Maida is laying in bed, covers pulled up to her shoulders, just fast asleep.
Now you look like a creep.
Creep.
Yeah. Perv. Can Callister walk around the corner now?
Actually, can as Richter's coming downstairs, like walking past Jack, can you like pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Come on, man, don't be that guy," and then just continue on
Callister-
downward. That's
Yeah.
what Richter does.
Callister's just gonna repeatedly call you a perv now.
I will use prestidigitation to set his clothes on fire. No,
That's what he does.
The window isn't open, right?
Do you look?
Yes, I'll look at the window.
The window is opened.
Is there a way you could have escaped through it, or are there like bars on the window?
It's. I mean, it opens up like there potentially she could have, but it's quite a drop.
I'm not worried about her getting out. I'm worried about someone getting in.
I mean, a good climber or someone who came from the balcony of the tavern potentially could.
If I, focus on the magic that I know, would I be able to sense if there was any magic used in this room?
Make an Arcana
Not
check.
other than Maida's obvious aura. If you know what I mean. Okay.
Was I not paying attention? Did I miss something?
No, he's
19.
Jack is just being a paranoid creep.
19.
yeah.
Beyond her Maida's magic and the mage hand that you cast, there's a strange sense of something darker. Just a little bit. Just the faintest trail.
Does it lead anywhere, or is it just there?
It seems like it's coming from outside, like from the open window, but it's not as if it's been in this room.
Okay.
It's as if it's just like blowing in from the open window. At this moment, you just see Maida turns over and sits up, and starts rubbing at her eyes
Run.
before she looks over at you and pauses for a second. She goes, "Good morning.
Morning.
Are you okay? Are they okay? Do they need me? I could get dressed
Shut
if
the
they
hell
need
up,
me."
Richter. No, it's all right.
Are
And
you
I'll start
hurt?
like walking out. Was just inspecting everyone's room to make sure that murder or whatever he is didn't get in there.
You see, she looks around, and her eyes fall on the window, and she pauses for a second. I don't think I opened the window before I went to bed.
That's all right. It looked like it had a weak latch anyway. So anyway, if you're waking up, we'll all be downstairs if you need us.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be down. Give me like 2 minutes to get dressed.
Of course. And I will shut the door.
Okay.
Head downstairs. I told you people, I'm not crazy. Y'all are freaking idiots.
No, you're not crazy. You're just a pervert.
You're something I can't say on Twitch.com.
You're a furry.
Oof.
Pretty sure you can't say that on Twitch.com either.
Oh, you totally can.
You're a homosexual.
Not.
You all meet up
Well.
downstairs. The inn, it's got a little bit of activity, people coming out of their rooms, bringing their keys in. You do get waved at by the husband and wife here. What would you four like to do?
Jump up a cliff. No, I'll turn
I would
in my
also like
key
to.
in.
Cadillac.
Sorry.
What?
I'd like to
What is
jump in the
happening?
Cadillac.
Shut
No.
up!
Oh, let's put some miles on it.
I want to go outside and see if there's anything amiss outside. A dark presence wafting in the window from the
Make an
outside.
Arcana check.
I mean, I'm not actually looking for. I'm just gonna go outside and see if
Okay.
there's anything obviously amiss.
I'll turn in my key and go outside and look for the chromatic order member.
Okay. Richter, you head outside. And you do notice that there is more of a somber attitude this morning. It's busy, but people are walking around. There's a sense of suspicion on all of them. You do hear a couple people as they pass by mention that another person went missing the night before. Or during the night, I should say.
Is the tavern open?
The tavern is open, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of use to chromatic order are doing.
Jack, you go looking for the chromatic order member.
Yes.
You walk for about 10 minutes. And you're coming up on a smaller shop that's got a banner kind of over the door that says the Ink Tank. And as you come up on this shop, at your side you feel footsteps. And you glimpse a figure. And the man in the dark purple robes walks in stride with you.
I read your book.
May I have it back?
No.
Pull it out of my jacket.
He takes it, and it disappears in his grasp.
So, guessing that's who we're looking for.
It is.
Okay.
You need
My
only
friends are
find
in.
Kina.
Understood.
No. Ugh. Hold on, guys.
I got a couple of questions.
I will answer them to the best of my ability.
A person that was traveling with me the other day, Callister.
Mm-hmm.
You know of him?
Not that I'm aware of.
Alright, that's fair. More importantly, the kid's disappearing around here.
Yes.
What's the business with that?
We're not certain. We have been investigating to the best of our ability, but it is difficult to discern what is fact and what is hallucination.
What are people generally saying?
I wouldn't say people, it's only 2 people. The 2 that were attacked a couple of weeks ago claim that they were attacked by cloaked figures with long twisted knives that tried to steal their flesh.
That's fun.
Sounds
Okay.
festive.
We found no
Haven't-
trace of such people, though we are still always on guard.
What about the 2 people? You've been watching them?
Of course.
Alright.
If you should wish to
And-
speak with them yourselves, he kind of gestures with his head over to the ink tank, the shop that you are just standing in front of. He goes, the owner of that shop, Dorneros. He is one of them.
Understood. If it's all the same to you, I'd probably like to try to solve this issue before I go solve the other one.
Of course. I would ask that you try and make it a timely venture. We
Of
are
course.
uncertain of how long it will take before Danan and Soleil are upon us.
I understand that. Well, my friends are in, so as soon as we figure this out, I'm sure we can figure that out.
Good luck.
To you also.
And he disappears from your side.
And then you go into the ink, whatever it's called.
The ink tank? Okay.
Ink tank.
You walk in to the ink tank. It's a relatively dimly lit interior, of all like soft woods, and smelling of incense and ink. And what first you thought might have been a like shop of parchment and ink and like stationery supplies turns out to be a tattoo parlor.
Fucking knew it.
Well, the ink tank. What else did you expect?
And sitting in a chair, just kind of flipping through a portfolio, it seems like, of drawings, is a very tall, kind of hunched shouldered, modded gray and green furred furbolg.
Okay. Guessing you're Daenerys?
He turns to you and go, Daenerys. Oh, sorry, Dorneros, I think it was his. Dorneros? Dorneros.
I forgot my name.
Look, it's a
I
complicated
don't know who
name.
I am.
Dorneros.
Name's Jack.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jack. Do you have an appointment with me today?
I don't. Might be interested in scheduling one, but that's not exactly why I'm in here.
Okay. Why are you in here, Jack?
I was told by the Chromatic Order to investigate the recent developments throughout the city.
Ah, you mean the disappearances.
Yes.
Well, I will tell you what I have told everyone, and you may laugh at me as everyone else has done.
It's not my place to laugh, it's my place to gather information, and your testimony is exactly what I need.
Well, Jack, what would you like to know? I will ask that you make it relatively quick. I do have an appointment coming in a couple of hours that I need to prepare for.
What happened that night?
I was leaving my shop, was going to go to the market for a bit of fresh bread and fruit before I returned home. I'd had a late appointment. It was already nighttime by the time I left, and I'd taken a shortcut. I always take shortcuts. But on this night, I was ambushed by a group of people, dressed dark, brandishing knives, and they tried to drag me away. They talked of sacrifice, blood, something about a god of some kind. I'm not sure what god, though. They pulled me a few blocks just to the outer shell, and before I managed to escape, and I ran back home. Called the Chromatic Order, though by the time they got there, they were gone.
Alright. When the Chromatic Order talked about it, DM, they said 2 people were attacked. Was that the same night or 2 different nights?
You didn't get a sense if it was the same night or a different night. They did not mention.
Okay. Sounds good. You said you were just heading to the market. Did shops usually stay open that late?
They used to, before the curfew was enacted just 2 weeks ago. Used to be
So
that
when-
we could go out and get food and drink and dinner at whatever time of night we needed to.
So this place had a pretty popular nightlife.
At one point,
Fair.
they've asked me to not just talk about it as often as I had. They say the talk of cults and attacks in the nighttime have made people uneasy.
You're assuming it's a cult.
I don't assume that it was zombies, as everyone else does.
It certainly doesn't sound like a zombie. At least a normal one. What did they sound like, if you can remember?
Hungry.
Hungry.
A strange desperation, like a dying man.
Did they sound young, old, somewhere in the middle?
They sounded all of it.
How many people were there?
It was hard to count at the time, you'll understand, but easily 6 or 7 of them.
Right. They said that there were multiple attacks like your own before the disappearances, I suppose, because they got better at it.
Just one.
Do you know this other person?
I do.
Care to fill me in?
The daughter of the Tavern Keep. It's said that she was also, unfortunately, targeted by one of these attacks, though she also managed to escape with her life before they managed to take her too far away. Thank whatever god you believe in for that.
It's kind of the opposite of how my god works, but okay. Okay, and how did you escape them exactly?
I kicked them very hard in the crotch.
Yeah, they
Fucking
usually
word.
do. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about the situation?
Only that I don't think the Adventus dome is going to be safe until it is taken care of.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, thank you for your time.
And yours. Come back for a tattoo anytime.
Speaking of which, any chance you've heard of anything called magic tattoos?
Of course I have.
Noted. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. During this time, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Probably getting breakfast.
Can't hear you, Richter. Or not Richter, Callister.
Alistair's at the place he was just at, seeing if they're open to get some food. The
The
family-owned business.
tavern or the tavern. It is open. You see the youngest child is bouncing around between tables, running and serving things. It's pretty busy in here compared to last night. Breakfast is being served, which you can get if you should so want.
Yeah, he'll go and he'll order some breakfast. He'll sit on an
Okay.
empty table and order some breakfast.
Okay, it'll cost you, I'll say, 7 copper for simple breakfast.
Okay, I have exactly that in left in my copper. Yeah, I'll pay for that.
Nice copper.
Richter and Sketch, what are you two up to?
Can I say that I've been like, I forgot to say it, but I wanted to say that Richter was going to go with Jack, if
Okay.
possible. And is now going to be like, after knowing that we are going to go and like figure out this whole murder thing, he's gonna go scope out spots up like that are on rooftops that he could survey the streets from.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go, instead of get breakfast, look through, like, back alleys and stuff for any strange things.
Both of you make me perception checks.
I'm good at that.
18.
Mhm.
Wow, 18.
Okay, Richter, with the amount of buildings that there are around here, of different sizes, different shapes, different slopes, you are able to find a couple that give you a pretty good view of the street. Though with the curve of the dome in the ring that the mid shell is formed into, you aren't able to see the far other side.
Okay.
Sketch, you said you were looking for just shady things in back alleys?
Yep.
He finds a couple drug deals.
That
You
ain't my business.
you do see a couple people talking. You see 2 people kind of like, one is leaning up against a building, the other's leaning against the other person. They're making all kinds of noises. You walk away pretty quickly.
Oh god.
Oh God.
But down one alley, you do find, you do see a glint of something on the road, kind of tucked into a corner.
Could you repeat that? I cut out.
Yeah. You see a glint of something on the road, kind of tucked into a corner in one of the back alleys.
Ooh, gold. I'll walk towards that.
It's not gold. It is a
I figured.
dark, a darkened metal of some kind. You see a long, curved blade, and with a simple handle, like a dagger, laying on the ground. And on the actual blade itself, and on the hilt, there are spatters of dried blood.
Careful to not wipe the blood off, I guess. I will take the knife and put it in my bag and then look around the area more.
There is nothing in the area. At the moment, it's actually, this alley is silent. There's no people around you. And there's also no other sign of blood, like, around the knife. Like, where the knife was found.
Is there a hospital that I know of in this town?
I would say not that you know of, but you assume there is something akin to a hospital here?
I assume that if someone got stabbed, they would go to a hospital, right, guys?
Potentially.
I'll look around a bit more to see if I can find anything else suspicious, but if I don't find any, I'll, like, go in search of my stab victim.
Okay. You don't find anything more suspicious? How do you intend on tracking down this stab victim?
Probably, I'll start at, some kind of hospital or healing area, like where we found, Maida.
Mm-hmm. There is, in the mid-shell, a little ways up the street, kind of towards where the entrance you came in from was, you find the Full Moon Herbalist, which doubles as a infirmary, type hospice.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that?
You do find one toward the entrance of the mid-shell called the Full Moon Herbalist.
Okay, I will go in there.
Mm-hmm. At the front desk of the shop part of the hospice / shop, is a halfling man of grayed hair and tan skin with a set of, like, half-moon glasses on the end of his nose. And he looks up and he jumps as you come in. He goes, "Oh, hello, hello."
Hello.
Hello.
I just have a question.
All right.
Has anyone come in the last, I don't know, 12 hours?
No, we had a quiet night.
Did I crash again?
No?
No.
No, you're here.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can
We
hear
can
you, bro.
hear you!
Jesus Christ.
Well, you can hear
Um,
us. That's what you get.
Just fuck off. All right. Okay, so I had the knife. When I looked at the knife, did it look super special, or did it look like something that could be made in town?
Well, I mean, it could have been both. You imagine that it could have been made here, but it doesn't look like a normal knife. It looks like it is a specific knife made for a specific purpose.
Would I know what that purpose is?
Do you have history with cults?
Huh. I mean, some would say, but no, not really.
Then no.
Okay. Then I guess I'm gonna go try and find Jack because I want to talk to that chromatic order guy.
Okay. I will say, as you guys go to find Jack, and you all kind of go about your ways this morning, we're gonna have to end off there,
Okay.
because I'm getting tired. I will say, Maida does come down about 5 minutes after you leave, Jack, and no one is there in the tavern. So she stands there, panics, and now has to go find where you guys have gone to. But
I'll
that
pick her
will
up on the way to find
end us
Jack.
off for today.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yippee.
I mean, I assumed she was behind me when I left, but, you know.
No, she said she was gonna get ready and be down in a couple of minutes.
I thought I said I waited for her.
Oh, did you?
I thought I did.
I don't think you did.
We'll check the VOD, guys.
We'll check the VOD. Yeah, so that is gonna be it. Okay, so we got stuff tomorrow. Be good fun.
Oh god.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
fall to bed now. Good night.
Fair.
Fall to bed.
I also
Same.
will.